Through some terribly unfortunate series of events, you now have to go toe-to-toe with an old god. And all you've got to your advantage is the fact that you get to choose your opponent. Out of all 5 of your options, the easiest and the first one on this list is the God of the Depths. To get the God of Fear and Hunger ending in the game Fear and Hunger, you have to cut open 3 of the God of the Depths hearts. Now, of course, this doesn't really kill the God of the Depths since it's impossible to kill any of the old gods, but it's the closest thing you can get to a win. And for the purposes of this 1v1, it'll be accepted as a win. The average Fear and Hunger player with a little bit of extra stealth could probably cut open 2 of the hearts since they're both basically right next to each other. The third one being Mahabra does make it slightly more difficult as you have to traverse through the cave village, but the cave people insist on politely walking towards you, giving you enough time to run away. But let's say you're looking for more of a challenge. Might I suggest Rare? Rare is humanity's #1 op. Bro's been hating since day 1. Man bases his entire life around hating humanity. Dude hates us so much that he designed an entire festival where all he does is watch us extensively and make our lives more miserable. But for a god that hates humanity more than Kendrick hates Adobe file formats, Rare is a real pushover. I mean, he literally got beat by some angry Italians bare hands. And while yes, the average Fear and Hunger player is quite physically pathetic, you do still have a chance if you have extensive time to prepare. Of course, this doesn't mean that Rare is going to be a walk in the park. He is still an old god, and unlike the God of the Depths, he does in fact fight back. So what I suggest for your setup is a 6-pack of light beard and a shotgun. Generally, it's a good idea to treat the entire fight like a really shitty version of Duck Hunt. And with enough time, bullets, and being a nuisance, you will win. Or at least annoy Rare into letting you win. Now we're entering the territory of gods you do not want to mess with, and the first one here is Sylvian. While yes, Sylvian now is nothing more than a big dumb squid that can grow things, it is still a big squid. You have to keep in mind that you're going into this fight solo. It is a 1v1, which means that if you end up getting caught by one of Sylvian's tentacle arms, you're just screwed. There's also the added problem that having to constantly deal with the arms means you'll have less time to deal with the body, and all of that together means that Sylvian could probably just out DPS you. But there is still hope. With strong enough weapons, spells, and armor, you will be able to win this fight. My personal suggestion for a loadout is a Psycho 12 as your main weapon, some kind of spiked armor so you can deal damage to the tentacles when they inevitably strike at you, and to also pick up some kind of Sylvian healing magic along the way. Healing Whispers would be very useful. But now we're moving on to a fight where there is no possible way for you to win. A fight against the strongest old god. A fight against the literal op of reality himself, Gro-goroth. His name can be shortened to GG, which is exactly what you are going to be after you get the Nasra treatment. But assuming you do not immediately get toasted, you'll have to deal with all the shenanigans his boss fight brings. If you're cursed, it's basically GG since there's no way you can output enough damage to win the fight in the allotted time you're given. And this is not even mentioning your rapidly declining sanity and the massive arms he's going to be swiping at you with. Overall, my suggestion for your setup is a bouquet of flowers and a casket since it's going to be your funeral. But this brings me to the final old god, the one that cannot be fought, not because it is too strong, but out of sheer technicality, Venushka. Venushka technically ceased to exist after the Industrial Revolution, or in Fear and Hunger terms, the reign of the god of Fear and Hunger. Because of how humanity pushed out nature and made it less threatening, Venushka also kind of fell apart with it. She doesn't exactly have a physical form, or at least not one that we ever get to really see, so by technicality, she cannot be fought. But I guess that also means you would automatically win by default since she doesn't show up. Anyways, that's it. That's the entire video. This is the part where I tell you about stuff. So, I'm gonna eat and review a McChicken at 1,000 subscribers. So, yeah.